kind of dipping into this next question, what about moral obligation? So this quote is from Choice is Fruit article. Incidents involving interactions between people and AI technologies raise a host of ethical questions. What moral obligations do developers and users have to address ethical concerns?
Yes. So the question is absolutely right. It was impossible for me not to go into this question of the balance of the ethics. In the other talk that I gave at the Wilmette Institute, talking about artificial intelligence and ethics in search of coherence, I talked precisely about this, that it is imperative that we bring about ethical values. Why? Because the landscape will become more and more hostile to human spirit. Just internet came in order to increase connectivity. What was the first broad use of internet? Was pornography, and then all kind of uh, bad things on the internet, from crime to dark web. I don't want to depress your spirit by by talking about all those things, but uh, and then came social media, intended again to bring a voice to every voiceless person. But what are we using it for? Again, if we infuse, and it's not hard to do that actually, if we infuse even within a few, so imagine an island country somewhere out in the middle of the Pacific. Okay, this island community, if if its rulers are enlightened, and we may have many enlightened rulers in the Pacific Islands. They are not the major economic powers of the world. They don't control the CNN and of the world, but they are a society. If they can raise the awareness of their own population, from children to junior youth to youth and adults, man and woman alike, to these principles, including the equality of men and women, including the rights of the girl child. If we do that, then the next generation that will inevitably have, because those island nations, maybe they didn't invent the cell phone, but they do have cell phone. In fact, you know that before the appearance of the cellular phones, landline was not so pervasive. You had to wait for many months to get an additional landline brought to your home. Many countries in Africa did not have properly functioning landline wired phone systems. When cell phones came, many more people were able to do that. So it is good. It is good that many more people, because the villager in Africa or in India can look at their cell phone and find out, for example, what is the price of the lettuce in the next market and the next market, and choose where they want to take their lettuce. So that is enablement. That's power. That's great. That's advantages to the disadvantaged people. That's voice for the voiceless. The question is, that island nation can educate its people. And of course, they may also have regulation. But if you educate the people, and the people who make companies, and then in their companies, in their various businesses and so on, they implement bringing about these ethical questions, these spiritual questions, then they can moderate their own use of AI. And once we have a few examples of societies, like the example of the island nation that I mentioned, that are healthier, societally healthier, less lonely, less depressed, less homeless people, balance of spiritual and material progress, then the West can learn from that. Then the North America and Western Europe can learn, hey, look, it is not just the Scandinavian countries that are materially advanced, but there are smaller nations that are spiritually more advanced. We want to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like the discovery of fire. When humanity first saw, maybe through some lightning, that there is a fire, and with the fire they can cook their food, then they try to do everything they can to generate fire. So the same thing will apply. The dynamic force of example. If an island nation has a good example, then the so-called advanced technological countries can go and learn from that. So in order to improve the mental health of their own societies. I don't know if that was good enough answer for you.
No, that's a great answer.